Well, here we are again, another fun-filled episode on the Main Street Randyland YouTube channel. Hooray! And I am over playing Fascination. That's right. Now, let's turn the camera around so we can do that. Yep, I'm over here playing Fascination, but these tables are not the tables I'm running in Wildwood. So, let's see if we can get some light on the subject here. Oh, look how nice they are. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Table 1. I'm over here at table number 1 right now, and I'm going to just roll the balls as I like to do. Well, there we go. I'm doing all right. I got 2 gold lights already. Gold line is second line up here. Red is on top. All the others are white. I already got that one. All right. Now you might notice the lights on these machines are bigger in diameter size than the lights on the machines I'm using down in Wildwood. Because the machines that I'm using in Wildwood, which were from Olympic, had very small lights. They weren't the typical. This was the standard for the Fascination machines that were manufactured starting with the 50s. Almost lost the ball there. Not really paying attention to my rolling because I'm just trying to do the film in here. Oh, I need one on the diagonal line. Now you might notice when the ball passes through on these machines a light that's already lit, you'll see it get a little surge of brightness. Oh, there's the winner. Diagonal line takes the game right there. Almost had the gold line, beat myself out. Got the little yellow light on the very top, which indicates the win. Now, what happens if I continue to roll? All right. Well, I already got that light, but if I continue to roll the ball, it will not allow me to light any other lights. That's not a normal feature in Fascination. That was designed by me and put into these tables. As a matter of fact, these tables are pretty special because I built the complete control systems and mechanisms for these tables. When I got them, they were empty shells, and they came from the Fascination Company out in California. And these 4 tables were prototypes that they had when you went to their showroom and they showed you their style of Fascination, and this was from the 50s. Then when they changed their style and they started making their late 60s into the 70s machines, they took the prototype front that they had in their showroom out, and it was put in their warehouse in the back, and they had 2 of them, and I bought them back in, I guess it was 1979, because I was in Keensburg at the time, and they did not have any panels in them, so I built my own panels, and they had to make the glass for me because the glass was gone. And you might see in the middle here, they have a support molding that was not fancy. They just put that in there because originally this glass was right across for all 4, and they don't make it that way anymore. They were only making the units of 2s, so these are 2 units of 2, and they had to fill in with a little bit of a molding there to keep them in position. And the lights on the top for the 1, 2, 3, 4, the little gold light. And here's my little control box for it. I built a little control box. Now, if I push this button here, you'll see the other lights go on the other machines, because it actually allows me to continue rolling the ball. If I wanted to continue rolling the game after a winner comes in, I can hold in and continue. That's a feature that I put on. But if I push this button here, you'll see the game will start. Ready? Instant start. I have a little bell on this one just for a little ding because these are in my house in Florida. That's why we have our little Mickey sitting here. This is a 100-year Mickey. that it's just out because they're celebrating their 100 years of the Walt Disney Company, going back to 1923 is when they began. So my fascination machines here are in my home in Florida, and I like to sit here and just play my fascination game. Now, on these machines, fascination originally was just 5 in a row, and then they added coverall into the machines after this style was made. Of course, I made the panels, so that doesn't apply to the mechanisms, but after the style was made. Now, on these machines, I also put in a couple other buttons here, and one is for coverall, then one will do a round robin, and one will do a letter X. And I also put in a 4 corners and a travel light. So, not sure if the travel light will still work because that runs off of some capacitors that dry out. But we turned it on. We'll see if we'll get anything. I think it would have come by now. All right, so the travel light's going to need work, but he would light up on the top of the tabletop, number 1, then number 2, number 3, then number 4. I hear the 4 corners clicking on and off, so that's good. Coverall changeover, that's right. Now, let's say, for example, I change into coverall. You heard that click and I changed into coverall. And then I roll the balls. So I will not be able to get 5 in a row because it won't ring off. We know how to play coverall. Playing with more balls just to get it moving a little faster here. Well, I have a 5 in a row at the bottom, obviously, but I did not win. But if I were to push one of these other buttons, I'm not sure which one was the, I think the next one over was the letter X. So let's push that and see what we get with the lights. Does it go? Yep. Now when I pushed the letter X, you saw the machines took over and it removed the lights that were not involved on the letter X so that I can continue playing for letter X. So what happens if I get one of the other lights? They'll just blink because they're not necessary. Only the lights on the X will stay lit. Now, I did this same feature on my machines when I had them in the mall. I gave them the ability of a letter X and a round robin. But these machines in Florida were the prototypes. No fascination in the world was able to do a letter X or a round robin other than these tables right here, these 4 tables. And actually, I went even a little further, and although they have a single button to do a letter X and a round robin, they're actually programmable. So I can decide to play for whatever I want to play. I can set whatever score I want, and the machines will, go for that method. So they're a pretty intricate system. I'm not doing pretty good on the X here. I'm losing my ball. Where's the other ball? All right. Chevrons are definitely higher on these machines than they are in Wildwood. The balls don't roll back over these chevrons, which is nice, but it's a little harder for the people to play it because they got to roll it a little harder to get it over the top. I only need 3 more lights. I lost my ball. Attendant, ball on the floor. All right, I only need 2 more for that letter X. the X. Oh, I almost had it. Must have had a million shots. Just bounced out. Almost had it. Look at that. You got it. Well, Fascination, of course, is the game. It's my baby. And I would sit here and I would play Fascination with my mom and my dad, and friends would come over. We'd all sit here and we'd play Fascination. My mother used to like to play number 2. My dad used to like 3 or 4. I would like number 1 because I had my Switch control over here. But oh, going for that golden line. On the up and down line, that inside vertical right there. Oh, I still have 4 corners on there. I'm gonna turn it off. And we'll start a new game with the sound of the bell. There we go. The yellow light stays on the top because I won the last game. And the game before that, the game before that. So if we hit master reset, we clear them out. And we even have our Fascination chairs, which are the actual chairs from the Fascination Company, and they're usually screwed down into the floor, but I don't have them screwed into the floor, so I can tilt them and just pull them back as I want them. See that? Fascination, baby. Now, in the house here in Florida, of course, we have to have some other games. We have some pinballs, Vampire, Black Hole, 8-Ball Deluxe, and Rack 'em Up. But you'll also see on the wall, we have the giant Disney map, just like I have back in Wildwood. We have one over here. And what's on the ceiling? These are my star lights all over my ceiling. Now, look at that. I can turn off individuals in sections. They're actually controlled lighting, and they are all over my ceiling. Extremely, extremely bright. All over and all around. I spent a very long time putting them up here. So they illuminate my guest room map. And right there is an air hockey machine that came from the Fiesta Fun Center in the Contemporary Resort Hotel. Here we have a cocktail table take 5. And that's about it. We have a giant TV, projection TV, and a console TV, of course. Oh, here's one. I think you won't be able to guess what this is. Can you figure this out? Do you know what this is? Now, you really have to think about this one. I don't know if anybody can figure this out. You have to think now Disney, of course, because I have a lot of stuff that I collected from Disney World over the years. This little baby is from the Diamond Horseshoe Revue. Now, if you watch one of my earlier episodes about the Diamond Horseshoe, you will see at the beginning of the show, they have the Magic Lantern Picture Show, where they show slides, and they're comical slides, and then they advance this way or that way, and they go into the next slide, and music is playing along with it. Well, this unit actually projected the slides at the Diamond Horseshoe for the Magic Lantern Picture Show. The slides would be all in the carousels. There's 2 carousels, one on each side, and they would turn around as necessary. And the unit here has a moving mirror that this would slide from one side to the other side, so it would know which projection it's going to shoot through the lens that goes over to the screen. Pretty ingenious machine, and it was very, very intercontrolled to the automated systems that were running the show. So the Magic Lantern Picture Show unit from the Diamond Horseshoe is here with me, as it should be. All the good stuff. Well, cuckoo clocks were a thing, big thing in the castle had a store right by King Stephen's Banquet Hall. It was very castle-like, and they used to sell cuckoo clocks all over the place. And this one cost $150, and that's back probably in 1984, around that time. Here's another one. This one's kind of ornate. I don't see a price tag on him. He's a little guy over there. Here's another one. It's a different style, a little bit large, complete with their weights. And a little baby one over here. This was given to me by my friend Jack, Karen, and Pat. Pat was Jack's brother, and Pat married Karen, and Jack used to work with me in Disney World, and he drew this for me. It was Merry Christmas, Randy, from the whole gang. Miss you, Jack. Jack Cheaties. Look at that. And in this house, it is forever 1986, because nothing has changed all these years in 1986. My mom's room is hiding over here. And, oh, we can't get a light on, can we? Well, we got a little bit of a light on the thing. But my mom obviously isn't here now. What do we have here? We have a lunar lander. Look at that. Lunar lander. He was from Walt Disney World. He was probably in the Contemporary. Very beautiful, dedicated lunar lander. And over here we have a giant Christmas wreath. That was from the Contemporary Resort Hotel. It was in their lobby. The Christmas wreaths you see on the omnibus, those are from the hotels and the parks. So everything is as it should be in the Randy house. Stars and Disney maps and fascination and games. This is the way it is. So that is my little story for today. I'm going to sit down on my little chair here. I got to clean my pinball machine so I can play them. And straighten up a little bit. And this is life in Florida. You go to Disney World, you come home, you play games. It's the way it is. It's the way it should be. Oh, I didn't show you that. You know what that is there? You know there's always good stuff around here. This, my friends, very bright. That is a lamppost from outside of the Magic Kingdom. You typically found these by the monorail. And you'll see the top here is in the shape of a fish shooting water out of its mouth. Can you see that? A little hard to see on the camera. It's a fish head, and coming out of the mouth of the fish is like a stream of water, which is the giant globe. And that is the globe of the giant streetlight. So, I mean, you can light this whole area pretty well. It's really bright in here with all the starlights on. But without the starlights, all you need is that street light. And you got everything lit just nicely. So, I wanted to share with you just a little bit of what it's like at my house down in sunshiny Florida. The house of a Disney cast member forever. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. The Main Street Randyland YouTube channel. Bye, guys. Right, Fascination? Love you.